Blessings be to you and to your family. God bless you all. Psychic reading for relationships. You might be wondering, what has psychic reading got to do with relationships? Many a times, an individual is put through shame. He has been criticized in a way that it affects and hurts the self esteem of the person. Over a period of time, it manifests in a negative way, leading to certain problems, certain challenges in the relationships. The irony is, most of the times, people do not know that they have a problem, and that is the biggest problem. So, through psychic reading, we will be able to identify the root cause of your problems and then create appropriate action plans, that is, contentive, corrective, and preventive action plans. Now, how accurate are these readings? The readings are 100% accurate. The only problem here is that we cannot interpret or give it in a concrete form because it's all in the abstract space, what we call as the blind spots of an individual's growth. Secondly, the mind, the heart, and the actions are not aligned. So then the individual has a problem. Okay. Now let me share this with an example. Recently, I was there was a lady who had called me saying that I have a problem and I'm willing to pay for the psychic reading. I said fair enough. After collecting the details, I was just working with her, where I figured out that as a child she was criticized very badly. She was put to shame in so many ways, and the biggest problem that parents did was, as if the child had won an award, they started publicizing her negative uh, accomplishment or a negative trait or a negative behavior, as if she has won an Oscar and they wanted to celebrate it, by sharing it with everyone. So they put her to shame in such a bad way that she started resenting her parents. Over a period of time, it had a severe impact on the relationship the person is facing. Now, she came to me with the presenting problem of problems in the relationship. But what was the actual problem? We were able to identify the actual problem and create appropriate action plans. See, like most of the times, the parent who's 40 or 50 or 30, whatever, right? Uh, they themselves do not know how to handle certain situations and challenges, but they expect their child to be perfect. How fair is it? This is one of the reasons that a person, when he or she grows, has low self esteem. So, low self esteem, low self confidence, poor self worth, right? Poor self acceptance, unloved, then the allied subsidiaries of low self esteem. All these crops up. And when the person sees the world through that frame of scarcity, all right, and low self esteem, what happens? They will also attract only low self esteem. And remember this, in a relationship, a person with a high self esteem and a person with a low self esteem, the low self esteem person pulls the person with high self esteem down. Worldwide, psychologists have come to a conclusion that low self esteem is one of the reasons, okay, I'm not saying the reason, one of the reasons for breakups in the relationships. Now, most of the times, a person doesn't know that he or she has a low self esteem, but they know that, okay, they have a problem, but they do not know what is the problem, and that is the biggest problem. So, through psychic reading, we can interpret the readings accurately. Secondly, and very, very importantly, a person's thoughts, okay, has a lot of power. So, the thoughts leads to behavior, leads to beliefs, and leads to actions. Now, if you look at the chain, if the thought is negative, obviously the behavior is negative. Obviously, the beliefs becomes negative. Obviously, the actions also becomes negative. Now, we have to see the world from a different perspective. Yatha andam tata brahmandam. Now, what is the world that is inside of me is the world that is outside of me. So, when I alter the world that is inside of me, because why I'm saying alter? typically what happens, the human mind consists of, it's like this, any situation, be it a negative self-image or a negative picture or a negative video, whatever that goes on in the mind goes like this: record, review, relive, record, review, relive, record, review, relive. So I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of it. These are some of the beliefs that the person carries in his mind. So what happens, no matter what, I'm not good enough. So what happens when in a relationship, when the other person will either try to dominate, so this person will feel inferior. As a result, this leads to conflicts in relationships. I mean, I'm just presenting a generalized view, okay? I'm not specific, I'm just giving a generalized view. So like this, there are various challenges, various problems a person faces. Shame. This is again, a very deadly demon. See, those days people used to have that habit of writing a diary. Today I felt bad for this. I did not like the way he or she behaved, or I did not like the criticisms I received. Whatever, right? They write it, they forget it. But today it's not so. Most of the people don't even know how a diary looks because it's become digital. So the objective of writing is gone. Very few people write. Maybe very small percentile in the sample, they write. So as a result, what happens? They are still, in that frame, and they carry it, the shame, the low self-esteem, and all other allied subsidiaries. They carry it, and that baggage, once it becomes, very severe, right? Boom, comes the volcanic eruption, and it's all over. But by the time either the husband or the wife is at the receiving end, because if it is the husband who's having low self-esteem, the wife is at the receiving end, and vice versa, right? So people don't know that they have a problem like this. This is where psychic reading can definitely help in predicting the problem and creating an appropriate action plan, contemptive, corrective, and preventive. Another problem that people also face is like, when they criticize in such a way that it affects the self-esteem of the person. Like, you're not good enough, you didn't do this properly, you didn't do that properly, you are not good at it, you're very poor in this, you are very poor in that, and plenty of other things. This happens in every family. All right, fair enough. I do not know. Now you tell me the solution. Now, I don't know, I will not provide the solution, I will only criticize. Then this is where the whole problem is, because you're criticizing. All right, fine, I am doing what I know better. No, that also is wrong. Okay, then you tell me what is the solution. No, I don't know the solution. So this is one of the reasons why there are problems in the relationships, because as the saying goes, a daughter-in-law who's not liked, if she stands, it's a mistake. If she sits, it's a mistake. If she walks, it's a mistake. If she talks, it's a mistake, right? If she remains still, again, that is a mistake. So anything she does, it's a mistake. Likewise, anything the person does, it's a mistake. But if you look at the root cause of this, I can tell you that one of the reasons could be shame. And once you have to, if you are able to eliminate the shame and uh, reframe the whole thing, it creates a whole new world of possibilities. But most of the times, people do not know how to do this. That is where we come in, we help create an action plan: contemptive, corrective, and preventive. Okay, so when I say record, review, relive, see, I see the world from a frame of scarcity. So when I see the world from the frame of scarcity, what happens? Everything that is in front of me is all, always scarce, which is not true. There are also good things that happens, but people don't focus on those areas. And as I said, a person with a high self-esteem and a person with a low self-esteem, the low self-esteem person wins. So he or she will be able to pull the person down completely, leading to extraordinary problems in the relationships. And then finally, what happens? They go through either a painful separation, or they'll be fighting a battle in a court of law, etc., etc., etc. Right? So, what is the best way to find a solution for this? Yes, that is the whole objective of this post. In the description, we are creating a link, right? You can make the payments, that is being asked for, and then share your details like your date, time, and place of birth apart from your photo, right? We will create a Zoom link and share it with you so that we could have a virtual session. For some time, we are only doing virtual sessions. We are not having a face-to-face ones, right? Due to obvious reasons. So we will be able to create a Zoom link. We will share it with you at a mutually agreeable time. There is also a way where you can book it online directly by choosing Calendly, and you can create an appointment in Calendly, so that we'll be able to help you out with whatever problems that you're having. Since this video is focused exclusively on relationships, I'm just sharing how psychic reading can help from a relationship perspective. Okay, it need not be a problem between the husband and wife. It could also be a problem between you and your colleagues, you and your siblings. That is also relationship, right? So it can be professional relationship, it can be personal relationship, it can be anything. It can be between you and another person or group of persons, etc. Right? So if you're able to alter your frame, right, the whole thing changes completely. But most of the times, people do not know that they have a problem, and that is exactly where psychic reading helps. Also, you might be asking, Swami, you're in India, we are, let's say, in US or Australia or UK or Europe, Singapore, Malaysia, Africa, any place per se. Let me tell you something. Distance is not at all a factor in psychic reading. That's the beauty of psychic reading. Okay, distance has never been a factor in psychic reading. So you can believe it works. In case you have a problem, then use the link in the description, fix up an appointment, and I look forward to seeing you in the session. All the best. God bless you. Ashirwad.